Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Michael Bartlett, Master Metaphysical Astrologer, presenting to you my February 2023 astrological forecast. Let you know some of the major aspects that we're going to be going through this coming month and how they might affect you. First off, I want to give great thanks to Christine Cianci, who is the individual who painted all the figures by hand in oil for our Astro Theater project, which are these images that you'll be following. You can see this one here behind me on my side. Thank you, Christine. Great work. First off, just want to let you know, it began on the 22nd of January. We'll be going on until the 21st of April. We have a retrograde-free zone. What this means is that all of the planets are going forward. There's no planet by our appearance here on Earth in relationship to the sun and the relationship to how the planets are orbiting around us. All of them are moving in a forward direction. This means that the projects that you've been thinking about doing, contracts you've been considering signing, agreements you wanted into which you wanted to enter are all possibilities for moving forward now. And so there's a great effort and great energy supporting moving forward in a way that doesn't feel hindered or using all those RE words, which you're so familiar with the retrograde periods. On the 21st of April, of course, Mercury will go into Taurus. That will begin our new cycle for planets going into retrograde again. Alrighty, and for those of you who are interested, I'm offering a free gift on my website. Also, my website's in the process of getting redone, so look forward to seeing a new way the information is all going to be presented. If you sign up on my website at CoreMichael, CoreMichael.com, you can receive your free 2023 retrograde calendar, in which I use the figures for each of the planets. So, like here, we have Mercury in Capricorn. For Mars, we have Mars in Gemini, and Taurus, we have Uranus is in Taurus. So it's just a visual representation, as you can see, and we'll show the time periods and how long they last. And just a nice, quick, easy reference, almost like a little snapshot of the year, so you know times when it's good to be projecting and doing things that you would like to do. We start off on the 3rd of February with our first major aspect, which is the Sun squaring Uranus. Uranus has been in Taurus for quite some time, now moving in a forward movement. The Sun is in high-minded Aquarius. Both of these signs are fixed, hence there being a square. This means there's going to be a little bit of an issue. Uranus likes to shake things up. It likes to evolve. It likes to create shift and change and things that are upsetting. And the Sun wants to have things a little more kind of steady and even. So when these two are in relationship to one another in this way, in a squaring way, it means that like little accidents can happen, especially if you have Aquarius Sun yourself or planets in Aquarius. That Uranus energy is going to be kind of perking you up. The nice thing with Uranus, though, is it can also give great insight. So if you're being clear, if you're taking your time, not stepping forward too quickly, this is you can really actually learn from whatever it is that the world and the universe are presenting to you in the moment. On the 4th of February, we have Mars in Gemini squaring Venus in Pisces. Again, this now is in the mutable signs of Gemini and Pisces. Mars and Venus are the two divine complements, right? The masculine and the feminine. And so when they're squaring one another in this way, Mars Gemini is going to want to go out and be doing things, going out and having fun and partying, getting together with friends and playing, and let's go out and let's go for a drive, let's drag race, let's kind of risk ourselves a little bit. And Venus in Pisces is a little more security oriented. Wanting, it's in water, it's very feeling, and she's basically saying, hey honey, can you come home, can you get out of your race car for a little while and come over here and snuggle me for a bit, because otherwise I'm going to disappear into the mystic lands of Pisces and you might not see me for a little while. On the 10th of February, we have a Mercury-Pluto conjunction. Pluto, of course, has been hanging out in Capricorn for quite some time now. Mercury's been hitting Pluto a couple times. This is really the time for the things that haven't been said to be said. Mercury is the only planet, you all hear me say this so many times, Mercury is the only sign, was the only god who was able to be in the underworld, be on the land with the earth, underworld with the dead, on the land with people on the top of earth, and then up with the gods up at Mount Olympus. And so there's a very transformational way in which he's able to do things. So Mercury with when he's hanging out with Pluto and in the sign of cardinal Capricorn, it's really important to realize that these are times where things that haven't been okay for a long time need to be spoken. They need to be said. Um, it's not the time to shy away from what the truth is, but it doesn't mean you have to be brutal about it. The nicer you can be about it, obviously, the easier it'll be for someone to take it. You know what they say is it's much easier to like cover a pill in honey and get your child to eat that than it is to give them the nasty the bitterness of the pill itself. On the 11th of February, Mercury is leaving the sign of Capricorn and moving into higher-minded Aquarius. This is, of course, Capricorn and Aquarius are both ruled by Saturn, and therefore there is going to be a way in which Mercury is will remain being fairly kind of steady and operate in a certain way. But when planets change signs, there's a little bit of a difference of energy. Capricorn is Earth. Aquarius is air, so we're moving a little bit more of the having to do things maybe around our homes and doing practical things at work, and moving into an area of processing and thinking about things and communicating with others about what would be great if we all shared duties. What would be the possibility of us all working together towards higher goals? The day after Valentine's Day, but we're going to be feeling this on Valentine's Day, to be honest, is a really beautiful aspect. Venus and Neptune are together in the wonderful depths of Pisces. This is absolutely loving, acceptance, transcendental wonderment. This is also a really great time for those of you who like to do vision quests. If you like to do artwork, it's a very beautiful time to manifest things. Good time to honor the love that you have in your life, honor spirit's presence in your life and how you work in concert with spirit. These are the things that could be really high pointed here at the 15th of February. On the 16th of February, we have a Sun Saturn conjunction in the sign of Aquarius. Saturn rules Aquarius in the traditional astrology. The sun there really elevates, and the sun is not seen to be in its best place when it's in Aquarius. Speaking as an Aquarius sun myself, I would say esoterically, it helps to understand that Aquarius sun placement is really learning to not have ego, learning that we aren't necessarily the best or the highest, and finding some sort of humility in there. When Saturn's present in this, it helps us to understand that there are better structures. What is the plans we want to make going forward? This is a once in a year relationship. This is a new relationship. Every time there's a conjunction, it's a new birth. So when the sun is conjunct Saturn, it's a new cycle of relationship with how we shine out in a responsible manner. Since it's coming from the place of Aquarius, I mean, this is what is so huge about this time period we're in right now, right? We have, the great migration, the great change that has happened from Earth signs with Saturn and Jupiter into signs of air. We have Pluto getting ready to go into Aquarius. We have Saturn already in Aquarius. We are really seeing more and more of these ideas of what may point to the Aquarian, the coming of the Aquarian age. I think ages take many years, centuries, even possibly millennia for them to shift in fully. And so not millennia, sorry, that is not what I meant to say. It can take, a century or so for these energies to be coming through. Some people pinpoint the beginning of the Aquarian age with the Industrial Revolution. We might want to move it up to where, when computers were, really more in regular practice. I mean, there's so many different places where we can put it, but there's just such a hammering right now of the Aquarian energy. How do we all work together as a collective? How do we come together here in the hallowed halls of our associations, where we as all human beings can come together and be humanity, be brothers and sisters. It's really a beautiful opportunity for us all. On the 19th of February, of course, Aquarius is going to be leaving the side of Saturn, moving into the sign of Pisces for the next 28, 29, 30 days. So as we know from before, we have Venus and Neptune in Pisces already. And so the sun being there, this is a lot more of an inward focus. It's a really good time to be a little more reflective and to be a little slower. I think finding ways of nurturing oneself that are water-based is really important during these times. Water ritual or soaking or going to the beach if you have that opportunity, or a river or any sort of a body of water can be really helpful. 19th of February, moving into that space. On the 20th of February, Venus says goodbye to Neptune in Pisces and the Sun in Pisces and moves into her divine complements sign of Aries. And so this is where she lets go of the softness, the diaphanous gowns, the ability to be more receptive, and she hardens herself in a more masculinized form to say, no. No more would be a really good symbol for this 20th of February. On the 21st of February, we have Mercury in the sign of Aquarius squaring Uranus in Taurus. Uranus-Mercury squares can be a little bit frustrating. These are in the fixed signs, of course, and so it might be, what are our ideals? What are the ways in which we're looking at things, or we're having arguments about things, or seeing things? It's really what astrology teaches us all so well is that each one of these signs, each one of these 12 signs represents a perspective or a viewpoint. And when we only look through that lens of that one sign, things can be very clear. But what we have to do as much as we can, and what I believe Aquarius has the opportunity to do, especially with Mercury there, is to rise above it all, engage the periscope, go up and see how these things are arranged, how they're set up in a way, and what might need to be done that can be improved upon. And I think with that Uranus and Taurus, this can be the opportunity for Mercury to make some practical changes in ways of processing, thinking, and movement. And the benefit after that, so that was the 21st of February. After that, there are really no set challenging aspects with any of the planets through the end of the month, except of course for the moon. I want to thank you all for joining me today. I wish you all the very best. I am a professional astrologer who has written 2 books, one called Astrological Mavericks. Do you have what it takes to change the world? Rule the world, that'd be great. Available on Kindle, Apple, and physical form for your local or online bookstore. And I've also done Astro Theater, which gives us the representation of the planets as actors dressed in the sign of and using the tools of each sign, and then the stages or the houses upon which they perform. It's a good way to learn astrology. I can be reached at cormichael.com is my website, and my email address is michael@cormichael.com. Thank you so much, and wishing you a wonderful month. Have a great day, and please feel free to call me if you're moved to have a reading. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and please also feel free to share with your friends. Thanks. Bye.